Officials, this is a sample type training tape that we will see weekly during the course of the IAL season. The clips are taken from an arena football game from last season, which may have had similar rules, but different mechanics, who knows. But we're going to kind of convert it to what our mechanics are and what our rules are. And this is what you can expect during the regular season for a training tape. We take clips from the prior week, and we analyze them in the hopes of getting people better, learning. We show the good, the bad, and the ugly. So we're going to jump around a little bit here, and I'm just going to give you a flavor of what to expect this season, but you also will learn something because everything in this particular training tape does apply to the IAL for the 2026 season. Now, note, we're going to be publishing a mechanics manual soon. If you have any suggestions, please email me and Jeff, and we will take them under consideration because we want to be really help out the officials, and we're open to suggestions. We do have a base mechanics manual. Again, any suggestions are welcome. We may take them. We may say, nope, we're not doing that. But if you have a suggestion, let us know. Also, in the rule book, if you find some inconsistencies, I've already found a couple. Let us know because we want to get them worked out before the season starts. But you should be looking at this tape. I'm not sure if we're going to have many more quizzes out other than the preseason quizzes, mandatory that you will take by position. Not sure if it's going to be positional or just a general test that everyone's going to have to take. But remember, when you're watching the tape, JRA tracks everything, even the percentage of the tape you lost. So you better be watching 100% of the tape. If you've been slacking in the work, pick it up because we are watching. It is our first season. We will be expanding in 2027, and we want to make sure that you come back and officiate with us next season. So take a look, learn something. Talk to you on the next one. Watch our back judge here. Great mechanics on the over-the-wall catch. Hustles over, gives himself a boost, and goes up. Tough calls, really hard to see, but you got to get over it as quick as possible and make sure that that player maintained control of the ball as he hit the ground. Really good mechanics by the back judge. You're going to see a lot of this during the game. Wings and back judges, be ready to rule like this. Let's talk a little bit about scrimmage kick mechanics. First, the referee. Back in the day, we had the referee directly behind the kicker holder, and he judged whether the kick was good or not. We're not going to do that anymore. We want the back judge responsible for whether the kick is good or not, both in long and short scrimmage kick mechanics. We want our referees lined up between the numbers in the wall to the side, comfortable distance, and you're responsible for the kicker and holder. In short scrimmage kick mechanics, that is, snap from the 15 and in, both wings will remain on the line of scrimmage. In long scrimmage kick mechanics, that is, snapped outside the 15, not kicked outside the 15, the wing on the same side as the referee will go down to the protection zone at the 5-yard line. And the wing opposite the referee stays on the line of scrimmage. But back judges, you got your work cut out for you here. You got to judge whether this kick is good or not in all scrimmage kicks, short and long. And I'll tell you what, when it's short, it's coming at you quick. You better be ready. And also, for all you eagle eyes out there, and I know we got plenty of them, you're going to note the mechanics manual diagrams are incorrect. We didn't correct those. The language in the mechanics manual is correct. Just disregard the diagrams as far as scrimmage kicks are concerned, and just follow what you learned here in this training tape. And here's a good example of our scrimmage kick mechanics on a long kick. We're going to have our referee. What's he doing? He's facing the kicker holder. We have our wing opposite the referee remaining on the line of scrimmage, okay? We want our center judge, umpire back here, maybe flirting around the line to gain, but take a good position to be able to officiate. And downfield, the wing who happens to be the head linesman who has on the referee side, where is he going to be? Let's see, get these hands out of the way. We can see him set up on the 5-yard line, and he's going to rule on the protection zone, okay? There you go. Pretty easy. Early in the season, we're going to hammer it home, 10 and in. Both wings to the goal line. Failed mechanics here. He's just standing there. Get to the goal line at the snap. No walking. Our line judge down here does it as we want it done in the IAL. Watch him. At the snap. No fooling around. Get to the goal line. Prepare to rule. Nice job. And wings, if you got to crash across the field, you do it. Goal line mechanics, again, focusing on the H and to some degree the L. We are snapped inside the 10. Goal line mechanics demand at the snap to the goal line. At the snap to the goal line. And what happens here? Our H at the top of the screen, dilly-dallying. He's not getting to the goal line. He had plenty of space to get up there and to get on the wall there and decide whether this runner is down, his knee's down there. Did the ball break the plane? Was the ball out? We can see the ball right there is out. When did it come out? We don't know because we don't have an official where he needs to be because of failed mechanics. What I say, at the snap, go, go, go. We don't dance with the runner. We don't wait. Unless the wash is coming right at you, in which case you retreat into the backfield and pick up the wall, you get to the goal line. And here, no reason to not be sitting with your back on the goal line there against the wall. Your opposing wing, you got to get going too, and you got to crash across. Even if you have to come all the way across, your wing is hung up. He's not there. You got to make the call from across the field. We don't have replay to fix it. Mechanics are paramount. They're there for a reason. Use them. And here we are again. No one wants to get to the goal line. We're snapped inside the 10. He's just standing there. He's just standing there. We got no eyes on the goal line. Why did you stop there, H? At the snap. Watch him. He's got a clear path to the goal line. If he has to get pushed off the wall, you can retreat that way. You can retreat that way. But we need our wing across the field to the goal line and crash across. Our head linesman will indicate to his partner across the field whether he has the runner clear of the wall. Communicate that. Our line judge can read that, and if the ball broke the plane, we got a touchdown. Again, failed mechanics. Snapped inside the 10 and in, both wings to the goal line at the snap. In this situation, our H, he's going to get pushed off. He's going to get pushed off into the end zone. He will turn around and pick up wall responsibility. If he's got him clear of the wall, indicate shaking the head or a point, and your line judge should be crashing across, confirming here that the ball broke the plane, and he will signal touchdown. This is why we have mechanics. Just a reminder on mechanics here. First, it is fourth down. Let's look at the top of the screen, right? Up here, it's fourth down. So in this situation, we would want the head linesman to check up at the line to gain. I think he does that here. We don't know where the line to gain is, but we can see him check up at about the 12-yard line. But I have a feeling it was fourth and goal. And as a reminder, in the IAL, our mechanics dictate for the head linesman, when we're snapped between the 10 and the 15, going in, at the snap to the goal line, at the snap to the goal line, at the snap to the goal line, and then you can work back to the spot. So unless the line to gain is in play here, and I'm not going to say whether it is or not, I think it's fourth and goal. We want the H to get moving to the goal line. Now let's shift to the back judge. Right now, the back judge should realize the play is coming underneath. You got to get up to the goal line. You got to get up to the goal line. You got to get up to the goal line. As soon as you read that play coming underneath like this, here you had plenty of time to get to the goal line to help rule. We don't want you officiating air and sitting on the back wall like this. Right now, move to the goal line because we may not have eyes there. Certainly, the line judge is not going to be there. The H may not get there. It's coming up underneath. read the play. Right now, you should be making the effort to get up to the goal line. And here you had plenty of time to get up there and put some eyes on the goal line for us. And again, I understand this league probably didn't have the training or the mechanics manual that we're going to have, so the officials, we can't fault them, but if this were our league, this would be a -2 in mechanics. Head linesman, snap from the 15 and in. At the snap, you take off to the goal line, and then you work back to the spot. What I say, snap from the 15 and in. Head linesman, take off for the goal line, work back to the spot. At the snap, get going. As the mechanics manual says, you may not get there, but you're going to make the attempt. Focusing again on our head linesman up here, we can see it's 4th down. What do we want our wings to do on 4th down? Line to gain is important. We want you at the snap, stepping to the line to gain. Immediately, at the snap, get to the line to gain. Continue to officiate as the official does here. He picks up a DPI on his key. That's great. But we want you at the snap on 4th down. Go ahead and step to the line to gain. The umpires used to have the most difficult job in arena ball. Now it's definitely the wings. But pre-snap, what do our wings need to be checking? Take a step, look down in here and see daylight. There's clear daylight. Remember the second neutral zone? This player and this player cannot be in the second neutral zone. As long as we have daylight between the furthest part of the lineman's body, which would be his foot. Is there daylight in there? Yes. And we're not going to ticky-tack this. It's got to be big, right? So good job there. And then we also got to look at our back here, this guy here. Do we have daylight in there? We can't tell because the quarterback's blocking the way. But remember, you got to peek in there and make sure there is daylight between this player, the back, and the furthest back part of a down lineman. So it looks like he's probably okay. We want to check that. Looks a little close. Might talk to him. Hey, back up just a half foot because I'm watching you. But again, make it big. But here, definitely got daylight. Our official down here can also check. And check here. He's not going to see anything because the quarterback's blocking the way. But these are a couple of the pre-snap checks our wing officials need to do. And again, remember, declaring. If one of these is going to blitz, they better have their arm up or we've got an illegal blitz. You got to make a mental note of that every single play. Our center judge / umpire, he's going to make sure one of the tight ends declares every play. Otherwise, no one can go out. They don't have to declare, but he's got to make a mental note of who declared on that play or nobody declared. Lots going on. No one said this was easy. Let's stick on the wings again. And what we want to focus on is our backer here. Where's his head? And where is the right defensive end's foot? That's the deepest part of the down lineman. Is there daylight in there? There's not. It's close. So what do we want to do on this play? Early in the game, let's warn this, okay? Hey, 55. You need to back up about a foot or so, or I'm going to call you for being in the second neutral zone. But if we don't warn, we're not going to get compliance, and these players will continue to creep up. So be on top of this early in the game. Get in there after the play and warn him that he needs to back up. Because what? Is he breaking? He's in the second neutral zone. There's got to be daylight in there, and there is not. Again, we'd prefer a warning early and then talk with the flag later, and you won't have a problem the rest of the game. Now, we're snapped at, about the 18, the -18? We know our back judge mechanics say, hey, when we're snapped at the -20 and out, we start out on the goal line. Do we have a problem here if the back judge started on the goal line here? No, we don't. Let's watch what happens here. Good job by the back judge here. But we were snapped at the 17, so he's probably in good mechanics. He backs up, he gets on the goal line, great positioning. But back judges, hey, if we're at the -18 snap 19, we don't mind if you set up on the goal line at 32 yards, and it just preserves movement. No problem here. Back judge did a really nice job, but hey, if you step back a couple yards, that's fine. We know the official mechanic when we are snapped at the -20 and out, back judge starts on the goal line. Here, we're on the -18. If you want to start on the goal line, feel free. Takeaway is, what? Warn this guy. This is very close. Very close. That's a foul. That's a foul. But we still want to warn early and then talk with the flag until he gets the idea. Now, here's the very next play, and we can see, right? We got a foul. There's no daylight in there, at least from this camera perspective. So I'm just reiterating, warn these players early. Now, let's talk about the wing and the back judge's communication. We're going to have a pass down the sideline. Our line judge, bottom of the screen, what does he have right now? What is his responsibility? Line judge, you're going to have the, whoops, wrong animation. Line judge, you're going to have the wall all the way, right? That's what you're looking at after the catch. Did 88 contact the wall? And then what you want to do, you can see our back judge, where's he looking? He's going to be looking back for help. We don't see where the line judge is, but obviously he gets help. The back judge confirms, hey, I've got the runner down into the wall. Back judge confirms it, and he goes up with a dead ball signal. But watch the back judge. Good positioning. Is that guy 88 on the wall? We're not sure, but look at him. He's looking back for help. I'm going to assume that our line judge gave him the help he needed, saying he's down. Line judge has his arm up. Back judge comes in with a good spot. Excellent mechanics here. Couple of things here. I want you to watch our nose guard here. We do have a requirement, right? That the defensive linemen must be down in their stance at the snap, either a 3 or 4 point stance, obviously with shoulders parallel to the line of scrimmage. He's got to be down in his stance at the snap. We're not going to ticky-tack this. If it's close, we're going to let it go. But let's watch that nose guard. He's clearly up before the snap. That's visible to the eye. That is a live ball foul. Great job by the wings getting this. Illegal defense. Lineman not down in his stance at the snap. Now also, remember, just as a reminder, because it's our first week, right? Do we have daylight here with this back? Not sure. Probably. But remember, we're on the lookout for this. But good focus by the two wings here, getting the defensive lineman here not down in his stance at the snap. Now, what do we want our referees to do with these announcements? Let's listen in.
Illegal defense, number 92 of the defense. That penalty is declined. It'll be first down. Number 92, Roderick.
Just remember, in the IAL, we will have our referees advise the crowd what the foul was for the illegal defense. We're not just going to announce illegal defense. We're going to say illegal defense. Defensive lineman not down in his stance at the snap. That'll be a 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat the down. We're not going to, this is not an automatic first down. But remember, we want to keep the fans apprised of what the defense, what the illegal defense was. And here it was defensive lineman not down in his stance at the snap. Tell the crowd what actually occurred. We don't just say illegal defense. Watch this play. Do we have an illegal blitz? We certainly do. Why is this an illegal blitz? At least on this clip, we did not see the blitzer declare. If he wants to blitz, he's got to raise his hand over his head. He doesn't do it here. I don't know what he did before the clip started, but this is a reminder. Backer who wants to blitz, raise up your arm. Otherwise, we have an illegal blitz. And that is 5-yard penalty and an automatic first down. Huge mistake here. Backer, get your arm up in the air if you want to blitz. We'll slow it down here and talk about it. It's a tush-push. This is illegal in the IAL. This is a 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat the down. Now remember, this only applies when we have a player under center who is assisted by pushing, okay? So here, quarterback's under center. The back just hits him in the back, pushes him in. We want to flag that, 5 yards, previous spot. Replay the down. This is what we call a reminder play. This was not your typical onside kick situation. We did not have 4 in the box, but the crew was ready. You must be ready. Especially, think about it now, what happens if there is 15 yards in the bank? Good chance K is going to try an onside kick, because if it fails, and let's say the receiving team recovered here at the 10-yard line and didn't advance, we're going to back them up 15 yards. So that's football thinking, situational thinking. When there is 15 in the bank against the receiving team, expect an onside kick. Nice job by the crew here. Okay, we're going to close out with an interesting play. A lot of you officials have never worked indoors before, and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to get crushed into the wall because I can't go off the wall, I can't go up it. Our line judge here is going to show you the mechanic for working the wall when the play comes at you and you're about to die. So let's run it through quickly, and then we'll go back and analyze it. So what did he do? The wash is coming at him right now. Everybody is coming at him. Just step into the backfield and turn around and pick up wall responsibility. What does that mean? So he lets the wash go by him, and then you can see him, and he turns. He's on the wall, he's safe, and he's watching the wall the whole way down in case the runner is forced into the wall or touches the wall with opponent contact. That's his responsibility. But you see how he saved himself. Came at him, go into the backfield, pick up the wall, and then you can see our back judge came up, read the play. He's got the goal line. What the back judge is going to do, you probably won't see it, he's going to first look back to his wing, who's going to indicate, yes, the runner did not touch the wall. He's either going to give him a point or shake his head up and down. I don't know what he did here because we don't have it. I think we did have wall contact. And let's see what happened here. I think he thought he scored a touchdown. But if I recall correctly, he did not score a touchdown. He was put out of bounds at the 1. But that's how it works. If the wash is coming at you, pick up wall responsibility. And when he's down, make sure you let the back judge know what you had. Likewise, if you're down near the end zone and you do goal line mechanics, remember our goal line mechanics, what do we say? To the goal line, to the goal line, to the goal line, to the goal line at the snap. And then the wash is coming at you. What do? You just retreat into the end zone, turn around, and pick up wall contact. And of course, there is a goal line that goes up the wall. Let's see if we can see it. Right here, the arenas should have that goal line that goes up the wall. So if you're the official that had the play coming towards you and you had to retreat into the end zone, you just turn around, and you can even make the call yourself if you see the ball breaking the plane of this goal line. And if you don't, you either decide he's down here and raise your arm, and your wing across the field better be crashing and put the ball out at the 1 yard line. So anyway, I know a lot of you have this question. That is how it's done. Into the backfield, pick up the wall. If you happen to be down in the end zone, feel free to go into the end zone and pick up the wall. Bottom line is, adjust for your safety. We don't want anyone getting killed out. And that's a wrap for week whatever. But officials, you get the idea. This is what a training tape's going to look like. We show the good, the bad, and the ugly. You got to learn from it and don't repeat the mistakes. And when you don't watch 100% of the video and we see a mistake the next week that was on the video, that's not a good thing. So again, it's accountability. Do the work. Big Brother's watching. And I'll talk to you on the next one. Thank you for your attention.